It was a warm, sunny September day, very bright, and expected the day to go great.
It's a Friday evening after work, looking forward to watching a Blazer game that night with my family.
My husband and I, we were going to Mexico to visit my parents.
I was riding down Highway 82. Me and my two children, I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son.
I was driving home after an anatomy exam, and I had just bought a birthday gift for a friend of mine.
I was heading south on Route 28. This particular day, somebody wasn't paying attention.
It was in the morning, rush hour, I think between 8:30 and 9.
I was traveling on a back road that I know like the back of my hand in Gulfstream, Florida. And I was on my way to the airport with my precious little dog, Jet. And I was driving down the road, music playing, feeling great. We had a big weekend. It was going to be sort of a family reunion to celebrate my father's life.
And when the light changed for us to make a left, a young kid passed on the inside lane in a bus lane, traveling almost 55 miles an hour.
I saw this big, huge tractor-trailer truck, and it was towing a car, and it had those big, I remember thinking, those are the biggest wheels I've ever seen, you know, those big Tonka wheels, and I was like, whew, that's just huge.
We were going about 60 miles an hour, and when we actually, there was no warning. The elk was just square in the road, just didn't see it until the last second. So when you hit it, the legs come up right away, and that's the biggest danger about hitting a big animal like that, is they come through the windshield. And so the animal came up into the hood completely buckled up and pushed the animal off to the side.
And I do remember feeling that I needed to brace the steering wheel and sort of just let it go, because I knew it was happening.
Right when I saw it, bracing myself and thinking of my family, that, you know, oh my God, you know, I'm gonna have an accident.
I just turned the wheel as hard as I could. That's all I could think is at least try to miss it.
We were hit immediately the minute we made our turn. The impact was really severe.
This way.
A huge crash, and car spun around.
It was tremendously loud and very, very scary.
The crushing noise in the glass and the metal, it was a really, really loud, violent experience.
I remember being very scared, and I think I almost stopped breathing for a second just because of shock.
For a moment, I guess I was just sort of dazed as to what was going on, and I knew I had been hit, but I'm looking around, making sure nothing had happened.
And my first thought was, I feel all right. You know, I mean, I really didn't feel like, you know, I was hurt.
I remember this really incredible feeling, like I'm standing there in the rain, I'm alive.
Luckily, being in the BMW, it did exactly what it was supposed to. It crushed in from the doors back. You couldn't even tell the car had been wrecked.
That's when I realized that buckling of the hood saved my family.
I remember looking at the car thinking, boy, this car really did me a great service. I mean, I felt it was strong and it held me.
It's a damage, completely total damage. It looked like a toy. Like you take those little cars and then you just, but the inside is the same. It's like the doors can open.
When I was a junior in high school, there was a 17-year-old boy who decided to not stop at an intersection. And he hit my mother's car at an angle, pushed her right into a tree. Her face went through the windshield, and it affected her entire life. It was never the same. She'd take very, very few pictures ever, and when she did, she'd always turn her face. And see, I know what an accident can do to a person, how it can change that person's life. And when someone that you love and you see something like that happen to them, it's too late afterwards to do anything about it. But fortunately, it wasn't too late to do the best for my family and protect them the best I could. And that BMW did the job.
And when the police were there, they looked at the car and said that without an airbag that came down from the side, the head curtain bag, that the impact of me hitting the side glass, I would have probably been killed on impact.
I felt so lucky, and especially after I came out of the vehicle and someone said, oh my God, you know, if you weren't in that car, you know, I've seen so many accidents like that and people don't come out.
If I'd have been in anything else, I would not have walked away.
It was my birthday, and my birthday gift was my life. And if it wasn't for the car, to this day, I know I wouldn't be here.
I thought of my kids in that last second before impact, just like, oh my God, what about my family, my kids? And Allison came to me at that time, I mean, was like, you know, that's it. I mean, that's why I'm here, is for them. And to have come through that and still be there was incredible. It was